Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Jack Knight Chicken Truck. I'm your host, Joel Cox, and we have another episode. This week, you're getting a double feature, because last week's episode I attempted to publish, and the video was just too big to publish, so I didn't do it. So instead, I decided I'm just going to release them both this week. So let's recap from this last week. So, did the podcast convention with Joe. Got a lot of background noise, which I wasn't happy with. But, what are you going to do? Joe did manage to find some parts that we could use, so we clipped those. So then, we decided we were going to release them week by week. Joe was supposed to show up on Monday. Didn't happen. Well, I should go back. Last week, went to the podcast thing, published a live episode, and let's check my calendar real quick so I can recap what happened the week before. So, helped my friend Erin with her computer. Her hard drive died in her Mac. Took it apart. Thanks, Fox Chapel, for teaching me how to take apart an iMac. We got some of her pictures off, but I still have her hard drive in custody. So, when I get a chance, I'm going to do a deep dive recovery with DD Rescue, which is a piece of software that you can use on Ubuntu in order to recover dead hard drives. Basically, it keeps trying to copy data, and once it's a bad sector, it goes backwards from a random part and keeps going back until it finds a bad sector and copies all the data it can around that sector and carries on. So then, the following day, I had to go to my dad's house to look at his DVR for his computer. That was another pain in the ass because I've been telling him for the past 6 months that the drive is dying and there's nothing I can do for it. So I had me take it apart, plug it in my computer, I ran Linux on it. There's no file system on that computer, which is kind of weird because there are files there. So they do something weird with their hard drives. I tried to recover some data, couldn't do it. So now it's been running for about 4 days on my Linux box trying to pull the data. And judging by the box, we've only pulled, 86 gig of data off of a 500 gig drive. So hopefully we can get some more data off of that. Wednesday and Thursday were kind of a blur. I did decide that I was going to stay home last weekend and basically try and do nothing. And I pretty much succeeded. Came home Friday night, made a steak, and played some video games. And I'm pretty sure I fell asleep playing video games. Got up Saturday morning, did a little bit of cleaning around the apartment, didn't get a lot done, played some more video games. My friend Eric and I played about 6 hours of video games Saturday night, did some online gaming, which is a very interesting experience when you have a team of 2 to 4 people to play with. Ended up going to bed around 3:30, woke up the next day, did some more cleaning, worked on some stuff, rewired the audio boards, because Joe was supposed to come over Monday, which he didn't, but I digress. There you go, Dave, I digress. So, for the podcast convention, I ended up taking the board and making an actual piece of plywood to hold everything in place. I need to buy a headphone splitter that I found out from this guy named Brighton, who does a podcast called Bardic Mystery Tours, which I've been really into. I've been listening to it non-stop for the past couple days. Basically, it's a D&D game where the characters play as bards in a band, and it's kind of like Scooby-Doo. So it's like D&D meets Scooby-Doo meets, Scooby-Doo meets Dungeons and Dragons meets a band podcast. So every time they do a spell, they have to sing it, which is kind of cool. But anyway, the guy gave me the idea of getting a headphone splitter so that we can all have headphones. When I was at the convention, I was the only one wearing headphones because I had to keep track of the audio. And I was able to manipulate the audio enough to get some audio. Not the best, but in future times, I now know how to go mobile with my podcast rig, which is kind of cool. Next up on the list, I guess we're back to Monday. So anyway, weekend at home was fun. Playing video games was a lot of fun. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. I have a couple Twitch accounts. One that I use for watching Twitch, and one I use for the Streamer Culture podcast, which I probably want to stream more of that. After listening to a podcast this morning, they talked about how a lot of places are no longer doing RSS feeds for video because videos are getting bigger and bigger. So why not just use Facebook and YouTube to host your video, which I'm probably going to start doing. Dave, you didn't get back to me about that, so that's a decision I made. Also, Toastmasters, I'm doing a thing called Pathways now, because when they started there was a thing called the Complete Communicator book and Complete Leader book, which basically are two paths for doing Toastmasters. Well, now they're doing everything online, and my online account seems to be in limbo, because I am stuck, because the first project is unavailable. And because it's unavailable, that means I can't log in and do anything with it. So I finally emailed tech support to do some more progress, because I'm mentoring a woman at work for Toastmasters and figured I should actually learn how to use Pathways. So that hopefully will be taken care of by the end of the week. I also got 2 books in the mail along with my Complete Communicator and Complete Leader certificates, which is really cool. I've got probably 12, not 15. I've got 12 projects I can do. I only need to complete 7 projects to get my ACC, which is Advanced Communicator, which is like the next level up. So that's going to happen. I also got a comment from a couple of my coworkers today talking about how I'm very helpful, and basically the one guy that started doing content needed help learning how to use SQL, and all the stuff I've done when I was working at Fox Chapel as a help desk person came in handy. So there's that. And I think I'm going to stop there because it's been about 6 minutes and the audio just repeated, and I'm pretty much running out of things to say. So have a good day and goodbye.